Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank the Chief Electrical Inspector to the Government of Kerala and the Department of Electrical Inspectorate for the invitation extended to me to make a presentation on new trends in electrical safety during the inauguration of statewide Electrical Safety Awareness Week. My topic is about the new standards and regulation in electrical safety in low voltage system, especially which handle fire and electrocution. All of us know very well that hundreds of fire accidents are happening across India due to electrical reasons such as fire due to short circuit in buildings. Look at the newspaper from big cities such as Bombay, Delhi, Chennai, or from small towns. It is not one or two accidents annually, but almost one or two daily. Hundreds of people get affected and thousands of crores of rupees worth property is damaged due to these accidents created by electricity. There are various reasons for these accidents. I would like to explain few important points which shall be taken care by the utility and the electrical safety personnel to ensure high degree of safety. First reason is regulatory. Our current rules are called as Measures Relating to Safety and Electric Supply Regulation 2010 by Central Electricity Authority. Current regulations are based on 1956 IE rule. Unfortunately, from 1956 until today, there is no much technical upgradation in the regulation relating to the safety of low voltage installation. As a result, in 2019, we use modern electrical and electronic system and connect it to a supply designed based on the 1956 rule. There is no problem in using the rule because the basics of electrical safety didn't change. But the actual problem is during these last 50-60 years, we misinterpreted these rules a lot. As a result, we lost safety. I will explain few examples later. The second reason is technical. Understanding the importance of automatic disconnection of supply during a fault is not understood well. We believe the protective device such as MCB and fuse installed in our line, but we will not follow the fault loop calculations to find out whether this device will do its intended job or not. The third reason is lack of awareness. Low voltage networks such as TNC, TNS, TNCS, TT or IT are not understood well, resulting in a wrong network for a given application, compromising safety. An example is KSEB supply is TT, whereas the Indian standard or the IE rule or the CEA regulation asks for TNCS system with PME for public low voltage electricity distribution. Example, earthed neutral conductor or earthed neutral terminal explained in CEA regulation is applicable for TN network, not for TT. This network called TT came into existence in late 1960s. The problem is protection philosophy of TN and TT are different. So the utility has to be very careful in selecting a proper network for public electricity distribution. The fourth reason is non-compliance. We use low quality products due to less price and bypass the protective device due to noise and stripping. I will explain these 4 points with examples. In 2019, the situation started changing. CEA has published a new draft amendment on the regulation, Measures Relating to Safety and Electric Supply Regulation 2010. I think it is the fourth amendment. BIS finally published the IS 732 Code of Practice of Electrical Wiring in February 2019. This new IS 732 is in line with IEC 60364, which is going to create a new benchmark for low voltage electrical safety. IS 3043, called as the Code of Practice of Earthing, a new version is published during 2018 December. These new publications are going to bring substantial change in the wiring practice and are going to bring a high degree of safety if they are followed properly. If you look at the history of the part of CEA regulation which explains electrical safety up to 650 volt, It's basically from 1956 IA rule. And this 1956 IA rule is created based on the technical inputs from the previous British regulation. What we should remember is during 1956, electricity supply is quite different from today. Meter boards and cutout fuses were fixed in wood. Fuse wires and ceramic fuse carriers were used, exposed wiring. And during that time, there were no electronics, especially there were no high level integrated circuits. Transformers were especially outdoor, not like today where the transformers are often used inside building. Basically, during 1956, the insulation level of equipment is very high compared to today. The regulation is only asking to test the insulation resistance of an installation. And there are about 2 to 3 page safety requirement in low voltage system. Regulation 40, 41 and 42 are the one which is explaining about safety requirements in low voltage system. Unfortunately, in these regulations, there is not much technical modification from 1956 IA rule. Whatever modified a little bit is not in line with the IS standards due to misinterpretations. During this period, I mean from 1956 to 2019, there is tremendous improvement in British wiring regulation. It has become a 400-page modern technical document, which is in line with the IEC 60364 standard. We are using all modern equipment, modern devices, modern electronics, but still uses the same words from 1956 IA rule. If you have doubt, you can download these documents from the internet or I can provide it to verify. Misinterpretation of standards and regulation is the biggest problem in India. Example, in this picture you can find MET, main earth terminal, which is an earth bus bar inside the main incoming panel board. Extraneous conductive parts are metal installations such as metal water pipe, gas pipe, facade and so on in a building. In an installation, extraneous conductive parts such as water pipe, gas pipe, metal ducting, metal frame of wall cladding are connected to the earth bus bar. Now in the picture you can see at two places these are connected together. This connection is to reduce the fault voltage or touch voltage which can be experienced between two simultaneously accessible metal parts. This is a mandatory electrical safety requirement. An electrical engineer need not be explained to follow the safety measure. Every electrical engineer is supposed to know and supposed to understand the need for this protective provision called as protective equipotential bonding. In a given building, example your building, there can be metallic installations which is not belonging to you. Example, a metal water pipe belonging to the water supplier or a gas pipe belong to the company who supplies gas to a large building complex. These are metal installations not belonging to the owner of the building. While connecting a metal pipe not belonging to your protective equipotential bonding, you should inform the owner of that particular pipe and you must get his permission or from the respective electrical inspector. This is what is written in IE rule and in the CEA regulation 41, point number X. The regulation says, no person shall make connection with the earth by the aid of, nor shall he keep in contact with any water mains not belonging to him except with the consent of the owner thereof and of the electrical inspector. What the regulation says is, if you have a pipe not belonging to you, then you connect it to your earth bus bar with the consent of the owner of that particular pipe. So the regulation is talking about the pipe which is not belonging to you. What about your own pipe? Example, metal pipe of fire sprinkler system. Your pipe must be connected to the MET. This is a mandatory requirement which an electrical engineer is supposed to know and follow. How to connect and where to connect are explained in the relevant standards. There is no need of explaining this mandatory protective measure called as protective equipotential bonding everywhere. But the problem is misinterpretation. As a result of misinterpretation of this particular regulation all over India, metal parts such as water pipe, gas pipe, ducting, metal frames of wall cladding are not connected to the earth bus bar. Example, in large multi-storied buildings, there are firefighting water pipe for the water sprinkler system. These metal pipes are never connected to the earth bus bar. This is actually a clear violation of Indian rule or international rule and the CEA safety regulation. In European countries, if you make this violation, you can be sure that the building is unfit for occupation. In the CEA regulation 4th amendment draft, which is published during the end of 2018, in regulation 41, number of changes has been made. Example, the regulation 41X. You can read, however, these shall be bonded to the equipotential bonding system at the origin of installation and wherever necessary to reduce touch potential. With this change, the misinterpretation can be reduced to a large extent. Another improvement made in the 4th amendment draft is, neutral conductor, neutral of a transformer or a DG shall be earthed as per IS 3043. Now, instead of earth resistance, you should maintain fault loop impedance. You should maintain a very low fault loop impedance so that the supply is disconnected during a fault as per the time explained in IS 3043. Let's look at the history of international electrical safety regulation. Our national standards are made by BIS, and BIS is supposed to follow IEC standards. Technical Committee 64, called as TC64, is the committee in IEC responsible for creating standards on electrical safety. Experts from 52 countries are members in TC64, and this TC64 publishes 75 safety standards. IEC 60364 series of standards published by TC64 are for the purpose of design, erection and testing of a low voltage electrical installation up to 1000 volt AC or 1500 volt DC. All member countries are supposed to follow IEC 60364 as a rule for design, erection and testing of a low voltage installation. Example, in UK, the wiring regulation called as BS 7671 is adopted from IEC 60364. Similarly, in Germany, DIN VDE 0100 or in France, NFC 1500 are the rules which are harmonized from IEC 60364 or its EN equivalent. The big change in India is IS 732 4th edition, published during February 2019, which is adopted from IEC 60364 up to part 6 of this IEC standard. So now our IS 732 is also a modern electrical safety standard which shall be followed as a rule for design, erection and testing of an electrical installation up to 1000 volt AC and 1500 volt DC. To ensure its adoption as a national regulation, the ideal way is CEA regulation 40, 41 and 42 shall be replaced by one line. An electrical installation less than 1000 volt AC or 1500 volt DC shall be designed, erected and tested as per IS 732. This solves a lot of misinterpretation and associated problems. Let's look at few ideas explained in IS 732. Fire due to short circuit is one major problem which we face in our buildings. IS 732 categorizes buildings into 4 types based on the condition of evacuation during an emergency due to fire. BD1 to BD4 are the categories. You can also see this category in National Electric Code 2011. Now what is important is the note under this category. The note says, authority responsible for building construction, such as fire and rescue department, shall make this categorization. Type of wiring to be adopted, especially in the escape route, varies depending upon the building category. The concept followed is, fire safety department shall make the building categorization and electrical inspectors shall ensure wiring confirmation based on the rules for each category as per IS 732. This is an easy way of handling responsibilities by the appropriate government bodies. Another example of IS 732. There are three people involved in an electrical installation: the designer, the installer, and the inspector. This means the consultant designs the installation, the contractor erects that installation, and the inspector tests that installation. Inspector mentioned here is not the state electrical inspector, but a third-party electrical safety inspector or a chartered electrical safety engineer who is knowledgeable to do the inspection and testing of an installation. Look at the list of inspection he has to follow. Look at the list of testing which he has to follow. The test shall follow the sequence. It's not just insulation resistance or earth electrode resistance and few danger boards, but a comprehensive list of testing which shall be made in supply off condition and supply on condition. If a test is failed, the inspector is supposed to inform the other two parties involved, means the designer and the contractor. Let them rectify the problem and start the test from the previous test in this list and continue the balance test in the same sequence. Now, depending upon the size of the building, one person can do all the three jobs. This means one person can design, erect, and test an installation. Example, for a small dwelling. But for a large commercial or an industrial building, these three parties are different. Finally, all the three shall certify that particular installation. This way of inspection and testing allow the government agencies involved in electrical safety to regulate the size and type of building which need mandatory testing, the size and type of building which need a single party or two party or three party certification, and the duration of retest or periodic test. If electrical safety audits in industry and commercial buildings are carried out based on this new IS 732, large number of accidents can be stopped. IS 732 also provide the format for testing and inspection. If this format is followed all over India, it's easy for an expert to find out the mistakes in an installation. The format which I am showing is from IEC 60364 Part 6. There you can find a statement from the designer, contractor, and the inspector. As a result of this certification, parties involved can be held responsible in case of an accident in a building. Two types of basic systems can be followed in an installation, and the rules to be followed are explained in IS 732 and IS 3043. Earthed system and unearthed system. In an earthed system, safety is achieved by automatic disconnection of supply. The ADS shall work within the time specified in these standards. Earthed system can be used for general application where a fault can be easily identified and the supply can be disconnected. Advantage of earthed system is stable voltage to earth, and the disadvantage is supply is interrupted due to the fault. There are some applications where automatic disconnection is danger. For such application, unearthed system is followed. Unearthed system or IT system ensure continuity of supply during first fault. Unearthed system is recommended for operation theaters in hospital, safety supply for firefighting and life-saving equipment, telecommunication application, instrumentation and control, and BMS. Depending upon the application, user can opt one of these two systems. Safety is achieved by earthed equipotential bonding and automatic disconnection of supply in an earthed system. For the purpose of achieving high degree of safety, low voltage systems are categorized as TNC, TNS, TNCS, TT, and IT. Each network behave in a typical fashion, and the way of handling each network is different. Basic concept followed in our standards are OCPD, such as MCB and MCCB and fuse, are the primary protective device, and RCD are for additional protection. IS 3043 provide a comprehensive chart on disconnection time during earth fault applicable to dry and wet location or wet condition. Based on the fault voltage and condition of the installation, maximum allowed disconnection times are provided in the table. For example, a 220 volt fault, that means a fault of negligible impedance. In dry condition, the maximum allowed disconnection time is 0.170 second. This means the primary protective device, which is nothing but the MCB, shall trip within 170 milliseconds during a 220 volt earth fault. Disconnection of the supply within this time provides safety from electrocution and thermal effect such as fire. Even though the LV systems are explained very clearly in our standard, what we follow is little different. Example, transformer body and neutral are connected to earth pits in soil separately to 2 numbers each. Panel boards are connected to separate earth pits in soil. Equipment such as UPS and elevators are connected to separate earth pits, generally in industrial and commercial building. This is a violation of the LV system. The picture which you see here is neither TT nor TN system. This kind of networks are never recommended in a standard. These kind of earth connections are due to misinterpretation of the standard. This kind of connection are the reason for accidents such as fire and electrocution, because automatic disconnection of supply will not function properly during an earth fault. Often earth electrodes in soil are interconnected under soil as a ring or a grid, which will bring additional problems for electronics and will create problem for the functional safety equipment. Class 4 of new IS 3043 improved the statutory requirement of earthing applicable for public electricity distribution. Clear and improved explanation of TNCS system with the PME is provided in this clause. Basic TNCS with PME network, the meaning of earthed neutral terminal, earthed neutral conductor can be noted from this picture. Exposed conductive part in an installation is connected to the earth terminal of that installation. This earth terminal is linked to the earthed neutral terminal of the installation. This means the fourth wire running between transformer and the installation is not a neutral conductor but a combination of neutral and protective earth, which can be called as a PEN conductor or combined earth and neutral. IS 3043 explains this as combined earth and neutral conductor, or call this as CEN. Basic electrical safety is achieved in this method. Fault current in the installation return back to the source through the earthed terminal, through the link between the earth and neutral, and through the CEN conductor to the neutral of the source. Depending upon the fault loop impedance, enough fault current flows and disconnect the supply in case of a fault in the installation. The earth terminal in the incoming dB of the installation can be used to reduce touch voltage in the building. All extraneous conductive parts in the installation shall be connected to the earth terminal in the incoming dB. This earth terminal also can be connected to an earth electrode in soil. This is an additional safety measure. This extra safety measure improves the safety in the installation because it reduces the fault voltages or touch voltages. Now, in the distribution, the CEN conductor, combined earth and neutral conductor, is also connected to earth electrodes in soil. Maybe every second or third post, this kind of earthing can be done. This connection increases the safety in case of a line fault. Suppose a line conductor accidentally falls in soil. There is a fault return through the earth electrodes of the PME system. This fault current through neutral can be detected and the supply can be disconnected. This PME system also reduces the over voltage dangers during neutral disconnection. Remember, neutral and PE conductor inside the building shall be strictly separate. Unfortunately, this basic safety measure is missing in our network. The link which is supposed to connect between the earth terminal and the neutral terminal is missing. As a result, the network becomes a kind of a TT but not real TT. The low impedance fault return path is missing. As a result, the protective device is not able to disconnect the fault. which leads to an accident. Fault loop impedance. In the picture, what you find is a TNS network consisting of a source and an equipment. The red line is the line conductor. OCPD is nothing but an MCB. The black one is neutral and the green is the protective earth conductor. The protective earth conductor connects the exposed conductive part of the equipment to the neutral of the source. Due to an earth fault of negligible impedance in the equipment, the exposed metallic part in the equipment becomes live. As a result, fault current flows through the protective conductor to the neutral of the source and through the winding of the source and then through the line conductor back to the fault. Impedance of this closed loop starting from the fault and returning back to the fault decides the amount of fault current. The amount of fault current as multiples of line current decide the disconnection time. In order to achieve quick disconnection, fault loop impedance shall be kept minimum. IS standard provide the simple formula to calculate the fault loop impedance. IS 3043 require the verification of fault loop impedance of every circuit in order to ensure that the disconnection is happening within the time as per the table in IS 3043. Fault loop impedance and its importance is explained in at least 25 places in IS 3043 and IS 732. If fault loop impedance is higher than the requirement based on the type and rating of the overcurrent protective device, automatic disconnection will not happen in time, resulting in an accident. A small calculation is shown here for a 63 amps MCB. The desired fault loop impedance of a 63 amps type C MCB is lesser than 0.36 ohm, approximately 250 to 300 milliohm. The safety principle of automatic disconnection of supply is low fault loop impedance result in high fault current of the order of multiples of rated current of the device, resulting in fast disconnection of the supply. Unfortunately, the practice of measuring fault loop impedance and checking the disconnection time of a protective device didn't exist in India. Even large multinational companies who do electrical safety audit don't do this measurement. As a conclusion, I would like to make a statement. The subject of electrical safety in low voltage system don't exist in India. In the safety seminar, we speak about good quality protective device and good quality wires. But the basics of low voltage electrical safety is neither understood nor followed in India. The new IS 732 published in February 2019 is of high importance at this stage. Industries and commercial buildings who conduct inspection and testing as per new IS 732 can achieve a high degree of safety. Few important points from my presentation again. Systems such as TNTT and IT are rarely understood and implemented. Fault loop impedance is not tested, resulting in a kind of a non-awareness or no information of the automatic condition of automatic disconnection of supply. Touch voltage reduction measures are not followed even in hospitals and explosive areas. CEA regulation and IS 3043 recommend a TN system, but TT is followed by utility for public electricity distribution. This increases the chance of accident during fault. If utility want TT for public electricity distribution, make proper local safety code and install RCDs, 30 milliampere RCD at every incoming meter board. IT systems can be used where continuity of supply is required, for example, safety supply for firefighting. I repeat as a conclusion again. The problems are understanding of regulation and standards, lack of awareness of the technical requirements of automatic disconnection of supply and the continuity of supply during first fault, non-compliance of the wiring. And if these points are well taken care, we can build electrically safe building where accidents and fire due to short circuit are negligible. Once again, thanks to Sri Anil Kumar, Chief Electrical Inspector and the Department of Electrical Inspectorate Kerala for giving me an opportunity to share my experience in low voltage electrical safety. Thanks for the audience for your patient listening. Your questions will be answered now.